Hi everyone! Before we start, I just want to say that I forgot that I'm recording it for YouTube and I was recording vertically because it's just more comfy to work that way. But I hope you will understand it anyway and it will be easy to see. Okay, let's go.
I wanted to use my own voice for voiceover, but I constantly had someone home and couldn't record it. So I apologize for using this text-to-speech. I don't know when I would finish the video otherwise. Hope you'll enjoy it anyway. The apps that I will be using are Zepeto, of course, Ibis Paint, Remini, PicsArt, and Prequel. So first we need to take a picture of our character. Go to create and click on the camera icon right here. The reason why I take the picture here is because it has the best lighting. You can let the camera track your facial movements or just leave it as it is. That's up to you. Click on gesture and choose a pose. Then don't forget to click on background and choose the transparent one and save it. Now I usually work in Procreate, but it's a paid app and also only available for Apple devices. So for this tutorial I used Ibis Paint that you can download and use for free. If you're not familiar with Ibis Paint, it can look scary and confusing at first, but don't worry. I will walk you through every step. After opening it, click on my gallery and then the plus icon right here. I already have the canvas size selected there, so you can just click on the numbers and use the same sizes as me. And after that, just click on OK. Now you can start working. Click on this icon, it will open your layers, and then click on the camera icon, so you can add your character. Then go to the layer below and add a background. I usually search for anime backgrounds on Pinterest. Now go to filters, blur, and choose this one. Blurring the background puts more focus on your character and it just looks better. Go back to the layer with your character and duplicate it. Then go to the one below. Click on Alpha Lock and just draw with a black color over the avatar to create a silhouette and duplicate that as well. I use one to make the character pop up more by blurring it behind them, and the other one for their shadow. So for the shadow, lower the opacity of the layer and click this to move it. Choose the perspective form and play with it until you're happy with the placement of the shadow. I had some troubles with the blur tool, it didn't want to work for me. So you can see me trying to save the issue. I ended up using black airbrush to create the pop-up effect for the character since the blurring wasn't working. Now that I was sure that there isn't anything else that has to be done before I merge all the layers together, I save the picture. I always save it as PNG file, as that leaves it in the best quality. After that, open Remini. This app enhances the picture. In other words, it will be more clear and defined. You can pay for this app or just watch an ad. Here you can see the change. For saving the picture, you will probably have to watch another ad. Now move to PicsArt and open the picture there. This will be a little confusing, but save it as it is. Remini makes the canvas bigger and PicsArt makes it smaller again. Not every time, but I rather save it from PicsArt in case it happened. You will see later why it's important to keep it the same size as PicsArt makes it. We're gonna crop it now. The reason is that I will use an effect app, and it looks better when you use it on smaller areas and then put it all together than if you use on the whole picture. I want to keep the quality as good as I can. I crop it in 3 squares. As you can see, one is the lower part, one the upper part, and for the third one, I zoom in on the face. And after that, we're moving to my favorite app, which is Prequel. This app is also either paid or you have to watch an ad, but the problem is that it leaves a watermark if you're using it for free. If you can pay for it, I highly recommend it. I paid for a year subscription, which isn't even too expensive, and it saves a lot of time and trouble. But if you want to know how to get rid of the watermark, I will show you at the end of the video. So use the cropped pictures that you just made in PicsArt and use this toy 3D effect. It makes it look more doll-like and it makes the colors slightly different too. When you have all of them with this effect, go back to Ibis Paint. Again, click the plus icon. But this time we will use the camera icon to import the picture that we saved in PicsArt. And then add the ones from Prequel onto it. It can be a little tricky, so just be patient. And if there is a visible line, use the airbrush eraser like you see me doing, and it will fix the issue. For the picture with the face, lower the opacity a bit so you can fit it on as best as you can. And again, use the eraser for visible lines. Merge all the layers except for the first one together and erase it a bit on the eyes. Just if you want to, of course. I just felt like they aren't as defined as I would like them to be. New layer, and let's make eyelashes. I use this outline brush which was made by a YouTuber, Midge Adrian, and you can get it for free. I'll share the QR code there, but just making it clear that it's not my brush. Now go to this icon and turn in force, fade and set it like this. It will make the end of your stroke sharp. Sometimes it's kinda hard to figure out the direction for the eyelashes, but just keep trying and you will get there. Also, if you need to undo something, you don't have to click on that arrow. You can just tap with 2 fingers on the screen. New layer, and let's make a blush. I use airbrush for it, and color that's a mix of red and pink. I use it for the nose, cheeks, and sometimes knees and elbows too. Next, I moved to freckles, also a brush from the same YouTuber. And here's a code. All the brushes that I'm using that aren't in the app originally are from them. For freckles, I use dark red color. You can also do this on a new layer if you want to be more safe. And blur them a little. I also decided to put more color to her lips with an airbrush. I think I forgot to turn off the force fade, but it wasn't an issue there. And we can move to my favorite part, which is highlights. Again, new layer and set it as add. This will make everything on that layer shine. Use the pen fade brush. Select the color from your character's skin by holding a finger there and make lines like this. Then instead of a brush, use the blur tool. I added some highlights to her lips as well. And let's move to the hair. For these lines, don't use the blur tool, but use smudge. I have it set as an airbrush and smudge the lines in up and down motions. I also added some blurred lines to her horns and highlights in her eyes. And last is this glitter brush that I use for her arms and legs. Now you can just add your watermark and save it. You can then use this filter in PicsArt for final touch-up. And you're done. As I promised, here is how to get rid of the watermark. It's more time consuming and annoying, but it works. After you crop the picture and save it, add the same picture on, and make it smaller so you can leave a space for the watermark. It will end up looking like this, and you can just again crop it and you will have the original picture without the watermark. That was all. I hope the video was helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.